A ton of people have moved to Dismayed. It's a legitimate town now, not just 5 families who live somewhat close together. I'm confused as to why the population of the town has exploded. They just had a 7-month blizzard that almost killed everybody in a 50-mile radius. You'd think people would avoid this area.
Argo Funk Book Review. Argo Funk Book Review.
Laura's sister Mary is going to a college for the blind in September. It's sad because this is probably the last time Laura will see her beloved sister. To help pay for Mary's school, Laura gets a 6-week job in town. She does basting and sewing for the Clancys. They sell clothing. Their store is so amazing, they sell dry goods. Can you imagine? When nobody else is around, the Clancys scream at each other constantly. Laura is shocked by this behavior. Laura is not shocked by the behavior of 2 drunk men. In the middle of the day, they sing loudly and break every door in town. Laura can't stop laughing. We're not told what happened next. I hope the men were forced to pay for all the property they destroyed. The house has so many mice that one bites off Pa's hair while he's sleeping. That'll give you nightmares for months. Pa is so upset he gets a kitten to hunt mice. The kitten grows up to be such a great hunter, even dogs are afraid of her. On the 4th of July, the town has a big celebration with fireworks, a speech that is violently anti-Indian, and a reading of the Declaration of Independence. There's lemonade and horse races. Laura loves Almanzo's beautiful brown Morgans. She is beyond ecstatic when they win the race, even though they're pulling a wagon instead of a buggy. Gophers destroy half the cornfield. The other half is destroyed by blackbirds. It's so devastating, I'm surprised it's not a major problem for the entire community. Don't tell me hundreds of blackbirds came from out of nowhere, they only attacked the Wilder farm, and they were never seen again. The Wilders are forced to sell their calf to pay for Mary's college. Laura is in charge of the house for a week when Mary is dropped off. Laura struggles at first. She and her sisters clean the house so thoroughly that Ma is impressed beyond words. Yeah, it's her first time alone by herself. She can do anything she wants, and she decides, let's do thorough cleaning. Ugh, Laura. School starts. Laura and her friends plan to sit together when, oh no, one of the new students is Nellie Olson from Plum Creek. Nellie is as big of a snob as ever. She steals the best seat in school away from Laura's friends, who already called it. Nellie is also a teacher's pet. She kisses up to the teacher, Miss Wilder. Clearly, this is all part of Nellie's evil scheme to ride the horses that Laura likes. Never mind the fact that Nellie has no way of knowing Laura likes those horses. Nellie must be trying to ruin Laura's life. In a particularly big fight, Nellie accuses Laura's father of not doing anything with his school board position. Laura hotly responds, at least her father is on the school board. These insults are so rude, the girls almost start slapping each other. The teacher, Miss Wilder, never disciplines students. Whenever a student misbehaves, she politely reminds them that they're all friends in this school. They should behave nicely. Today, this would be called gentle parenting. Back in the 1800s, this would be called stupid. The kids quickly learn they can do whatever they want and they won't get in trouble. The inciting incident is when Carrie spells 3 words wrong. Miss Wilder forces her to write the words correctly 50 times. Everyone agrees this is cruel and unusual punishment. Carrie almost collapses from the effort of writing words. Laura cries out, "No, you can't mistreat her, she's gonna faint!" But Miss Wilder doubles down. She forces Laura to finish writing out the words on the board. There's another incident where Miss Wilder gets sarcastic about Carrie thumping a chair. Laura responds by thumping her chair so loudly nobody can hear anything. After that, every day is chaos. Kids scream and yell constantly. Nobody learns anything. The kids make a mean song about the teacher using her cruel childhood nickname. The school board is forced to intervene. They warn the kids to behave, and they replace Miss Wilder with a better teacher. At home, Pa and Laura decide the whole thing was Nellie's fault. Clearly, Nellie told Miss Wilder a bunch of lies, so she would antagonize Laura and Carrie. Nellie gets her comeuppance when Almanzo gives Laura a ride to school. Laura got to ride the horses first, ha ha ha. Now that Laura's growing up, there's more focus on clothing and looks. The book goes into great detail about women's clothing at the time. They sound uncomfortable and impractical for farm work. Laura cuts her hair in a fashionable way before attending a dime sociable, put on by the Ladies' Aid Society. It ends up being quite boring, just for older ladies. Laura has a much better time at their Thanksgiving meal, which features a pig as a centerpiece. As for the men, they start a literary society that meets on Fridays. They have fun events like a spelling match, charades, a debate, and pretending to be living wax statues of historical figures. That's kind of odd if you ask me, but it's way better than the group's last meeting. They do a minstrel show, where Pa and his buddies dress up in blackface. There's an illustration of this scene that I will not include in this video. It's racist. It's historically accurate, but still racist. I feel like you could say that whenever there's anything racist in the Little House series, because Laura is a product of her time and she's deeply concerned with historical accuracy. Laura is invited to a boy's birthday party. She's extremely nervous, but it ends up being a lot of fun. They play games, they eat oyster soup with oranges. It could be just me, but I'm annoyed at how the book makes big time jumps at the end. The book goes at a steady pace for the first 250 pages, but suddenly it jumps from November to the end of January to April, and then it's November again. The book basically skips a whole year of Laura's life. In that year, Almanzo starts walking Laura home from church. They get a new teacher who forces the kids to do a school exhibition. That is, the kids have to stand up in front of a crowd of adults, they do math problems, and recite long speeches about history. This book is written so long ago, there's not as much U.S. history as you have to learn today. Laura does such a fantastic job that the county superintendent hires her to teach at a school 12 miles to the south. The job pays $80, it's 2 months long. Laura's only 15, but she takes the job anyway. The end. Post-book follow-up. This book is well titled, as it focuses on the town. I definitely prefer seeing Laura deal with people in town over seeing her do pioneer chores for hundreds of pages. The storyline with Mary leaving the family was good, as is the big school battle against Miss Wilder. That said, I still felt like the book was way too long and it could be reduced by 50 to 100 pages without losing much. I think I felt that way about the entire series. I felt like something was missing from the school storyline. I think it's Miss Wilder's motivation. Miss Wilder clearly hates Laura because her father's on the school board. Why? What did Pa and or the school board do in order to create such strong hatred that Miss Wilder takes it out on his kid? I also thought the story was too biased in Laura's favor. There's a noticeable effort to make Laura look like she's the noble hero who never does anything wrong. She's not misbehaving, she's just standing up for her sister. She tells the boys, oh, you need to be nice, but they do it anyway because they love her so much. Oh, she didn't write a mean song about the teacher on purpose. She was just helping someone else with poetry rhyming. She's just so wonderful. Laura changed Nellie's last name in book 4 because Nellie is a villain. It would be kind of mean to use her real name when the book makes her look bad. The Nellie in this book is based on a totally different person named Genevieve, but Laura reused the Nellie name. Again, deciding that it'd be rude to use someone's real name in a book that makes them out to be the villain. Wonder why she didn't do the same thing with Miss Wilder. Miss Wilder looks pretty awful in this book. Overall, it's a good book for the series as Laura and the town grow up. I have to take points off for the racist parts and the slow parts. An abridged version which removes these parts would be pretty good. I give Little House number 7, Little Town on the Prairie, a 5 out of 10.